Hey guys, it's Andy from Go Investing. Today I'm going to be talking about some tips for how to start investing in the stock market when you don't have a lot of money to begin with. We live in a time where the stock market is the most accessible it's ever been, and now is a great time to take advantage of that. You can start investing in the stock market with as little as $5, and in this video I'm going to go over 3 of my favorite places to start putting your money and learn about investing in the stock market. And before we get right into it, make sure to do your own research before going into the stock market and investing. These are my 3 recommendations, but you should do your own research before you put your money in. So the first app I'm going to recommend is the Acorns app. And I've talked about this on the channel before, so if you want to see any of those videos, they'll be up at the top of the screen. Acorns is one of the first places I would put somebody if they're starting to invest in the stock market. It takes very little prior knowledge. All it takes is $5 to get started and you can put your money into the stock market. Some of the benefits to Acorns is that it takes very little input from the user. You go in, you set up your account, and you pick what type of portfolio you'd like. There's 5 options going from conservative to aggressive. And while the aggressive sounds kind of intimidating, it is the place I'd recommend you starting. It says aggressive, but if you compare it to other funds out there, it is on the conservative end, and it's a great place to start if you're just starting out in the stock market. So let's go over some pros and cons with Acorns. The first is that it is the easiest to get started with. You need very little prior knowledge. All you need to know is that you're putting your money in the stock market. You can go through and see where your money's going, but it has these portfolios already made for you, and you just have to pick which one you want to go with. So some of the really cool things you can do with Acorns is link your bank account. And one of the things that it'll do, it'll go through your purchases and round up that purchase to the nearest dollar. So say I go and buy something for $2.50, it'll round it up to $3, so that's 50 cents. It'll put it into the app, and once it reaches $5, it'll invest it into your account. And so you'll see that on your bank statement as just being a full transaction of $5 or however much it rounds up to going into your account. And so there's a great way to start saving money without really even having to think about it. Another way you can start saving without thinking about it is doing recurring payments. And so this is something that I do every week. On Wednesday, it takes $10 from my bank account and puts it into the account. So the recurring payments is a great thing because one of the best practices in the stock market is to slowly add and not put all your money in at one time. And so adding every week or so, if the market goes up and down, so you're going to be buying some shares at a lower price, higher price, averages it out, and makes your account grow at a better pace. Another great thing they have is called Found Money. Basically, they partner with different companies and they give you cash back deals. But instead of giving you just straight cash, it automatically invests that back into your account. One of the downsides to it is it takes between probably about 2 to 3 months before your money to make it to your account. But if you're going to be investing for the long term, this is something that I'd really recommend. Also, I made a full video based on Found Money, so if you want to look at that, I'll put that at the top of the screen right now. And one of the best pros to Acorns is if you're currently a college student or you have a working college email, it is totally free. And so this is a great option to start investing without having to put in any fees, start learning about the stock market without any downside. And now let's go into the cons. So based off of the college email thing, if you're not a college student, it costs $1 per month to invest. And while this may not seem like a lot, if you're starting out with very little money in your account, $1 is a large percentage. So say you only put in $50, $1 is 2% every month that's just going out of your account. So if you're only going to be putting in $50, $100, $200, it might not be worth it. The rate the stock market increases is around 7 to 10% per year. If you're starting investing with just a little bit of money, that $1 is going to start adding up. And if it's taking out $1 every month, which could be a decent amount of percentage, and it's outpacing the market, Acorns may not be right for you. So the number 2 app that I'm going to be talking about is the Stash app. And while I personally do not use the Stash app, I know a lot of people that use it and I've only heard good things about it. So basically the Stash app is a slightly more personalized version of the Acorns app. And so instead of putting your money in and picking some preset portfolios, you can go in and pick ETFs that go off of certain topics. So these topics are 40 different ETFs, which are exchange traded funds, which basically means you can go in, they have all these creative titles like clean energy, gamers for the win, the weed stocks. Basically gives you kind of an idea of what you're investing in. It has a stock ticker at the bottom so you can do some more research about it, and you get to pick where you want to put your money. So some of the pros for the Stash app, it's more personalized. Say you don't want to just put your money broadly into the stock market, you want to pick stocks that you really believe in, maybe the clean energy, maybe the gaming stuff, you can do that. But going along with that, if you don't really know what you're doing or don't really know where you want to put your money, this may be a little too much for you. Similar to the Acorns app, it has a lot of different learning tools in there. I forgot to mention that in the Acorns, but they have all these different sections if you go through the app. telling you about all these different articles about how the stock market works, how everything fluctuates, and kind of some basic tips and tricks on how to be more successful in the stock market. And the final con is that there is no free option. If you have a college email, it doesn't help you out in this case. It's a $1 flat fee every month, which, as I previously mentioned, may be too much for someone that's just starting out. And finally, we're going to be talking about the Robinhood app. This is probably the most well-known app that I'm going to be talking about, and is one that I use every day. The biggest draw to the Robinhood app is the ability to buy single or just a couple shares of a company without paying a commission. Basically, a commission is a fee that you pay to a broker, kind of like TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, stuff like that, for the transaction fee, basically. And that can range between $5 and $10 normally. And so say you're buying $100 worth of stock, and buying and selling is each one commission, and so you're going to be paying between $5 to $15 on a $100 trade just up front. So you're going to be having to make at least $15 just to break even. So when you're buying just a couple of shares, it's not realistic at all. And what Robinhood allows you to do is buy it without having to worry about being in the hole the second you make the trade. Another thing with Robinhood is that it doesn't really hold your hand. So if you have a basic understanding of the stock market, maybe a stock you want to invest in, there's a great way to do that. But unlike the Acorns and Stash app, it doesn't have all these tips, portfolios for you to invest in. You have to find the stocks on your own. So one of, I guess you can call it a con, is that you have to buy a whole share of a company. So unlike the Stash and the Acorns app, where you can put in $50 and that whole $50 is going to get invested, with Robinhood, $50 may not mean $50 invested. And what I mean by that is, say you want to buy Yeti stock, which is a company that I've talked about on this channel dozens of times at this point. Say you want to buy it, it's at $33 right now. So you can only buy one share. So out of that $50 that you put in, you would have 33 going to that stock, and then you'd have 17 just kind of hanging out in your account. And so I would recommend finding out what stock you're going to buy, see how much it costs, and then put the money in. Don't put the money in first, realize, oh, it's cheaper than I thought, and then have some money left over that's not really doing you anything. So these three options I talked about are great for starting to invest based on what type of knowledge you have on the stock market already. Acorns, Stash, and then Robinhood in that order of Acorns if you don't really know what you're doing but you'd like to get started, to Robinhood of, oh, I have a couple companies that I'd like to buy. That's kind of where I would recommend going. Definitely, if you are a college student, I would highly recommend using the Acorns app. Having free investing is one of the best things that you can take advantage of. I still have my college email, so I'm still using Acorns to this day. Stash is a great opportunity if you have kind of a general idea of what you want to invest in and you want to be more personalized than Acorns. And Robinhood is the best because it's free and you can pick exactly what stocks you want. So based on your varying levels of knowledge, you can pick which app best suits your needs. So these apps are my three favorites, but obviously do your research beforehand. Just because I love these companies doesn't mean that you need to throw your money in there blindly. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button. It helps my channel out a lot. If you have a topic you'd like me to discuss in the future, please leave it in the comments section down below and I'd love to go over it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.